It was perhaps inevitable that the cast of Industry would find themselves on a yacht. The show, which follows a group of Gen Z bankers working in the city, London's Wall Street, focuses as much on its characters taking designer drugs in Berlin clubs or having sex in the office as it does on them making high-stakes trades. Which is to say they party hard, and this season, they do it on a vessel off the coast of Mallorca. That this pivotal scene was actually shot in the Mediterranean and not some oversized bathtub on the show's usual soundstage in the damp and cloudy city of Cardiff, Wales, is one of many signs that Industry is getting a glow-up. Mallorca was a nice change of scenery, joked star Marissa Abela over a video call. In the opening scene of the third season, which premieres on HBO on August 11th, Abela's character Yasmin leans over the railing of the Lady Yasmin, named after her by her publishing magnate father. She takes drags of a cigarette between glugs of champagne. When she turns around, her face is streaked with tears. A gawker snaps a picture, which will wind up in the tabloids, reminiscent of paparazzi shots of Princess Diana or Amy Winehouse, the latter of whom Abela played in a biopic this year. One might be tempted to say, poor little rich girl, if we hadn't spent 2 seasons watching her relationship with her father deteriorate. Yasmin's American friend Harper, Myha'la, adorned with tattoos and designer sunglasses, tells her curtly, but not without compassion, you have to stop crying. It's a brief moment, but one the show will return to in repeated flashbacks. Because unlike past seasons, this one focuses on a mystery. Yasmin's father, who it turns out is a crook, has disappeared. His last known location, this yacht. HBO is finally giving the show the coveted Sunday night slot previously occupied by Succession and Game of Thrones, and has cast the latter series' star Kit Harington as a series regular, its most high-profile addition. The show's relatively low cost compared with prestige dramas full of expensive A-listers and CGI dragons had been a selling point for the network. Showrunners Mickey Down and Conrad Kay, who previously worked in finance, were green and inexpensive, as was much of the young cast. The cable network is in desperate need of an Emmy-worthy series that will attract eyeballs after Succession wrapped last year, especially with Euphoria and The White Lotus not returning until 2025. Industry borrows elements from all those shows. Like Succession, it delights in skewering the ultra-wealthy. Like Euphoria, it's filled with sex and drugs and, despite having both in abundance, its Gen Z characters have the bleakest of outlooks. And like White Lotus, this season plays out like a whodunit. Despite a dedicated online fandom and critical acclaim, Industry has never enjoyed the robust viewership of these other HBO darlings. But that can be attributed, at least in part, to HBO's declining to spotlight it as a prestige offering. It has a reputation as a show catering to Gen Z, even though the writing and performances are equal to those of other prestige-branded series. Can the network position it now, with 16 episodes to catch up on, to appeal to older viewers in search of their Sunday night watch? When I first read the script for Season 1, I said, this is what would happen if Euphoria and Succession had a baby. I just want everyone to know I said it first, says Myha'la on the same call. It's sex and drugs in a world of money. I'm not mad at that comparison at all. If Succession's Logan Roy was an old man at the peak of his powers, the younger and more diverse group of bankers on Industry are Roy aspirants. It's chilling to watch them in the infancy of that ruthless life cycle. For now, they espouse the ideals of youth, even if they don't always practice them. That tension is central to the third season, in which Harrington's Sir Henry Muck, an old money dolt with a hilariously accurate name who is a perpetual disappointment to his family, enlists the bank to help launch a green energy company. The series takes aim at the hypocrisy of corporations that pay lip service to going green but will jump into bed with oil if enough money is on the line. It's also taking a darker turn. As Industry expands its scope outside the trading floor and into the halls of power, involving government officials, media moguls, and members of Britain's landed gentry, the stakes are about more than just money. We begin to see how these aspiring power players might do irreparable damage to the world. The concerns of Season 1 were, what does everyone think of me? Says Abela of Yasmin and her cohort. They've grown out of that fear, but now they have adult problems. The problems are existential.